Right, so let's do a quick video on comparing fractions, or ordering fractions, we could say. So let's start with, so this is when we're going to just look at how fractions are in comparison to each other, so how they're related in relation to size, so which ones are bigger than the others. Okay, so first of all, I've got a list of fractions here. Now what do you notice about them? They all have the same denominator, don't they? Okay, so if they've got the same denominator, we can compare them easy as that. Okay, so this just means 3 parts out of 15, 7 parts out of 13, sorry, 7 parts out of 13, 4 parts out of 13, and so on. So all we've got to do is look at the numerators and just put them in order. Okay, which one's the smallest? It'd be our 3 over 13, then our 4 over 13, then our 7 over 13, and then our 12 over 13. Really, really easy peasy. That's all you need to do for that one. Okay. Now, next one, you've got to think a little bit harder. Okay. Now, what do you notice about these ones? They all have the same numerator. So using that logic, using the logic from the last one, are we just going to get the denominators and they go and just put the smallest first and they go up in value? No. Okay. In this case, they're actually getting smaller each time. Because imagine it this way, if we've got 1/8 of something, that's going to be quite small, isn't it? Okay, if we got 1/8 of a pizza, for example. But if we've got 1/3 of something, that's going to be about this much, isn't it? Well, which one's bigger? The third's bigger than the eighth, isn't it? So the bigger the denominator, the smaller the actual number is. Okay, so which one is going to be our smallest? It's going to be the one with the biggest denominator. So the smallest, 1/10, then 1/8, then 1/5, then 1/3. Okay. Next up, gets a little bit more complicated, because you notice the numerators and the denominators are different. So that means we've got to do something in order to compare them. What we could do to compare them is make the denominators the same. You know how when you're adding fractions, subtracting fractions, you make them the same denominator? Same thing here, okay? But we've got to see what goes into, or what these all go into. What do 3, 6, 12, and 4 all go into? Some of you might have figured it out already, okay? Now some of you might take a little bit longer. What we could do, let's do some of the 3 times table to start with, shall we? To have a look. 15, 18, and so on. 6 times table, 6, 12, 18, and so on. 12 times table, 12, 24, etc. 4 times table, 4, 8, 12, and so on. You might notice 12 comes up in all of these. So let's have 12 as our denominator. Okay. So let's turn them, before we order them, let's turn them all into over 12 first. This one stays the same because it's already over 12. What can we do to 3 to take it up to 12? Okay, we can 4 times it by 4, times the top by 4 as well. Okay, 6's, times it by 2, we're going to times this by 2 as well. So if that's been times by 2, whatever we do to the bottom, we've got to do to the top as well. Okay, that one's the same. And this one, to get from 4 up to 12, times it by 3. So we're going to times the top by 3 as well. 3 times 3 is, of course, 9. Okay, and now we can compare them because they've got the same denominator. All right, so which one's the smallest? It'll be the 4 over 12. So if it's asking you to write the original ones, well, then we'll write the originals. What's next? It is the 7 over 12, and then we've got the 9 over 12, which we're going to turn back into 3/4, and then of course we've got our 5/6. So these are in order from smallest to largest. Right, so here's an even more difficult problem. So it's not obvious what 10, 9, 3 and 15 all go into. And again, I'm afraid we're going to have to do some times tables here to see what they all go into. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110 and so on. Okay, for 9s, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, lost count, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. Oh, that might be useful. We'll keep going though. Now 3, we know that 3 goes into 9 already, so let's not list that, because we know that everything in the 3 times table, everything in the 9 times table is also going to be in the 3 times table. We don't need to worry about the 3s. Okay, and 15s, let's go 15, 30, 45, 60. Oh, 60. Oh, it's not in this one though. 75, 90. There we go. Okay. So we've got to put them all over 90. That's annoying. That's not the nicest number in the world. But so well. Nope. I was going to put 15 again. What a wally. Put that over 90. Okay. 10's into 90. How do we get from 10 to 90? We times by 9. So let's times the top by 9 as well to get 63. How do we get from 9 to 90? We times by 10. So we're going to times the top by 10 as well. How do we get from 3 to 90? Well, how do we get from 3 to 9? We times by 3. So to get 3 from 3's to 90, we times by 30. Times the top by 30 as well. Okay, 15's into 90 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Going to times the top by 6 as well. Okay, and then we can put them in order. What's our smallest? There we go. Then we've got this one. Oops. Then we've got this one. And then that's our largest one. Okay, so our smallest is the 2/3. Then we've got the 7/10. Then we've got the 11/15. And then we've got the 8/9. Cool. Hope this helps. Thank you.